Manchester United not as broke as we first thought. Wow. What a day for finances. Manchester United. I said I was going to come a bit more positive today. Look, news of Ruben AMorim will evidently roll on and on and on and on and on. But today, we've had a bit of news about revenue with Manchester United and the fact that maybe we're not as skint as we thought we once was. Now, look, Manchester United is still in debt. We are still a football club in masses of debt. But when you read what has been released today about record revenues, it makes you question a couple of things. The title of the video is PR Lies, with a picture of Barada and a picture of Sir Jim. But I got to ask, I think there's questions that need to be asked. I think there are questions that need to be asked here. The main one is, why on earth were we sacking everyone if we were okay? Now, I'll deep dive into that because I know that's going to be a question people are going to ask. And we'll go through some hellos in a sec. But yeah, Manchester United, I've got all the figures here. Ben Jacobs released them earlier on. So it says that Manchester United, despite no Champions League football, have reported record finances of 666 Red Devils, 0.5 million for the fiscal year. Now, operating loss for this year was 18.4 million compared to 69 million in the last year. 36.6 million was exceptional costs, including the departure of Erik ten Hag. We all know how that went. They may have to pay some more soon, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I've said enough about Ruben for a couple of days. The main thing here, there's a couple. Manchester United sponsorship revenue up, and I've got it here. Was it 10%? 10%. So Manchester United made reportedly 333 million from sponsors like Snapdragon, up 10% because of global fans still buying our merch. Global fans enjoy the hate and the hurt just as much as we do. That's the only thing I can go through with that. But what I want to ask you, with the money being record revenues, and we know match day costs are down, and the match day takings are up. Is this a sign that Ineos have done something right? Is this a sign that when Sir Jim come in and did what he did, he said, look, we had no money left. Manchester United had no money left. Is this a sign that we're actually moving in the right direction as a club financially? Now, look, there are going to be people out there that are going to say, well, hang on a minute, you sacked all these people, but you're making all this money. But it's a tough one, isn't it? I said on stream probably about a month and a half ago, that I didn't know where I really sat with it. If the sackings, the redundancies were necessary, then I would have to look into it further. Now, look, anybody losing their job is not a good thing. I'll put that out there right now. People who lost their jobs had families, had mortgages, had bills, all of that. But it just feels to me like this here, the record revenue, is a shot in the arm that I needed for this club. It's a shot in the arm that I needed. Okay, so Omar Barada come out today and said, and I'll get into some hellos, don't worry, I've not forgot you all. Omar Barada has said, we are working hard to improve the club in all areas. On the field, we are pleased with the additions we have made to the men's and women's first team squad over the summer as we build for the long term. We'll touch on that in a bit. Off the field, we are emerging from a period of structural and leadership change with a refreshed, streamlined organisation equipped to deliver on our sporting and commercial objectives. As we start to feel the benefits of our cost reduction programme, there is a significant potential for improved financial performance, which will in turn support our overriding priority, success on the pitch. Now, under the Glazers, we know what's happened with money. We know that money, every year, they take money out of us. Year after year after year, we are just a cash cow for them. They take the money and they piss off back to America, and they don't have a second thought for us, the fans. Yes, they've invested on the pitch, but those investments have been terrible investments. You know, we go through the Anthony signings. We go through the Pogba signings. You could even label Maguire for the money we paid for him as dodgy money to pay. Jadon Sancho. But with, and Jarl, I'll come to your comment in a second if you're still here, with the fact that we have completely sorted the wage bill out to what it was. By the way, Arsenal Football Club now pay more wages than Manchester United. So I'm looking forward to seeing the conversations with Arsenal if they don't win the league this season, if they don't win a cup this season, because that will be what I'm here for. We've heard a lot of these teams, rival fans say, oh, you pay all this money, record this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Arsenal, for the first time in the Premier League era, now pay more money than we do. More money. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. So I'll ask you guys in the chat, is this a step in the right direction, or are we having the wool pulled over our eyes? Let's go in the comments. Giles says, looks to me that Ineos have actually fixed our money issues and they have removed the bomb squad. Guess they actually do know what they're doing after all. Let's not jump straight away with that. Just because the financials are looking good, there's still a whole lot of work. Like Barada said, overriding priority, success on the pitch. Jar then says you can also, of course, go and see what they have done. It's all in public domain. You just need to like looking at numbers. I hate looking at numbers. I look at numbers all day, every day at work, and it absolutely bamboozles me. But we have to talk about these sort of things. Ben, good to see you, my man. And yes, he's right. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe on the way in. Warbzo, good to see you. Chappie, great to see you. Starvan, howdy to you, my friend. I'm good. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I hope you are as well. Steve-O, good to see you. And of course, the man himself, the OG, Moxie. Hope you are well. So let me know what you're feeling about this tonight. I know it's going to be a lot to type, but I really want to gain where you sit with this. The fact that we have actually posted record revenue in a year where we have been abysmal. We know this. Let's not go into the Ruben AMorim chats tonight. Let's not go into in, out, shake it all about. Let's focus on the fact that Manchester United, in our darkest hour on the field, seem to be still reaping the rewards from off the field. Now, I think it's very, very interesting that Omar Barada says at the end about the success being on the pitch and that being something that we need to do. It's almost like there is a little dig there. There is a little throwaway comment. I mean, look, you can be like Mrs. Robinson when I message her on a Friday and say, "Oh, I'm just running late from work." She reads between the lines. She knows that this man's trying to go and grab a cheeky pint. She's a detective at that. So you can read between the lines and say, support our overriding priority, success on the pitch, and read into that they aren't happy with what's happening on the pitch. Or you can read into it that there is a plan in motion to get the money behind the manager to build this club, to rebuild this club on the pitch. There are a lot of positives. Let me go through some of these comments. I don't think the savings and all those firings touches the surface. I feel we'd have had a record revenue regardless because of the buzz around a new ownership and a manager, which what's done is done, I guess, though. Yeah, I'll come back to that. I'm going to start that comment, Warb, so I like that. Good evening to you, Anthony. Hope you're well, my friend. And Ben says it's a massive step in the right direction. The 3-year project isn't just on the pitch, and this is true. Like I said at the start of the video, Manchester United have always been a club that makes a lot of money. We are. Whether anybody likes to admit it, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world. People still buy these shirts across the world. People still pay to see this club across the world. This is just the way it is. We're always going to be a big club. We're always going to be, dare I say at the moment, if you look at where we are, a sleeping giant in that aspect, in the aspect of being on the pitch. But reinvested properly, Manchester United now reinvesting this and doing this the correct way. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I don't agree with what Warbzo said in the sense of the manager. I don't think the revenue's got anything to do with a buzz around the manager or the ownership, but I do think it is because of a buzz. I do think there is a buzz around this club, and I think you're seeing a lot of fans really focusing on the club and really trying to back them. So I take what he says there, but I don't think it's anything to do with the manager. Moxie says the latest profit and loss figures are definitely a positive as they only took over the financial side last January. So yes, Ineos have done a good job with that. It shows they're definitely going the right way. Again, in any project, if you take over a project and it is hemorrhaging money, now let's be honest, a lot of the money that was hemorrhaging when they took over, well, when they bought into the club, we can already tell you what that is. It was transfers, needless transfers. It was wages, ridiculous wages. It was also debt. And it still is debt, but it was debt that the Glazers still decided year on year to take record dividends from. This is all out there. We've known this for a while. One thing about Mark Goldbridge I'll always say is he's very good at finding this stuff out. And I remember I saw a video of his last year where he was like, this club just keeps paying dividends after dividends. I've no doubt that they are still playing, that they're still paying dividends to the Glazers. The Glazers are leeches. They ain't going anywhere. That's my pajama top. They are. I am modelling pajama top there. They aren't going anywhere. They're leeches. They're going to stay with us for a very long time until one day, hopefully, they just. I'm not going to say death because death's a horrible thing to say, but I hope one day they do just either get bored with it or they realise that there's nothing else they can do, or a full sale comes. We know that there is that clause now in the contract they have with Ineos that they can still be bought out. But I just look at it and I think this is the news that Manchester United need to hear, not for the now, but for the future. This isn't going to change anything now. This whole positivity about money being made, record revenues. Yes, of course, it will always be spin by the club. They will do their best to do that. But this is so important for the future of Manchester United. Not in running us. We ain't going anywhere. We're not going into debt like where we are in debt. We're not going into receivership. We're not going to be bloody banging, locking up the doors at Old Trafford anytime soon. But if there is a real want to turn this club with the 3-year project into Premier League challengers, regardless of where we are at the moment, regardless of the fact that the manager isn't doing what we had hoped so far, this bodes well for us being able to go out there and be competitive in the transfer market. Now, let's not forget that we got rid of a lot of players. We know that. But the players we brought in haven't exactly come in and hit the top bracket of wages we're going to pay. They haven't done that. We seem to be a club that has stopped doing that. But this goes back to, if this is a record year for revenue now, how much more could it have been if we'd have got Champions League? And I don't put that focus solely on Ineos. I put that on the manager. I put that on the players. I do sound like Oliver, the little boy who always wants more. Please, sir, I want some more. But if we're operating so well behind the scenes now and we're getting everything right with Champions League football, this club could make a shit ton of money. Because let's think about it. We've lost TV rights this year from European football. We have lost TV rights. We know that is a massive income for football clubs. Whenever these clubs like Leicester get into the Champions League, whenever these clubs across Europe get into the Champions League, they make the money because of the TV rights. So just interested to see what you guys think. Mike says, I'm not pro Ineos, but outside of the pitch, they've really done things right in the terms of the structure within the club and also the investments that are still to come. And yeah, and you know something, Mike, what I go back to that with, because I'm with you on a couple of things there. Is it just we are waiting for it to go right on the pitch now? I sat here last night moaning about, are we just a completely cancerous club from top to bottom? Is it just that there is the rot that nobody can stop? Can't stop the rot, can't stop the rot. Is it that, or are we actually now seeing signs that this hemorrhaging club that had cuts all over its body, it was hemorrhaging money, have Ineos in the past 12 months just been going about their work quietly and putting plasters, stitching up these little hemorrhaging points and stopping us from just disgusting money coming out of us? I do believe that, Moxie says, I do believe that Brada has a plan in place. He's always said it would take 3 years to get there and be challenging for the Champions League, then the title push, whether it's with Ruben for the long run. Well, this is a question that we spoke about Ruben, haven't we? And I don't want to talk too much about Ruben tonight because I've battered the poor lad as much as possible recently. But you'd have to say the plan in place can only be helped. It was raining by the money that is behind the scenes, and this may be the right direction. These positive numbers now need to be invested wisely in the transfer windows. You have to excuse me. I've had a steak. I cooked Mrs. Robinson a steak tonight because it was our first week of our diet, and I lost 10 pounds in a week. Look at me, super skinny. Yeah, I'm skinny as hell, yo. So I treated her. I made her a nice homemade steak. I didn't rear the cow. I didn't rear any cow. I mean, I didn't rear the cow myself and then chop it and use the steak. I mean, I've gone off on that. That's ridiculous. But Ben is absolutely right here. The money does have to be invested wisely. Now, let's also bring into the factor here that Manchester United and Ineos in particular, we've redone Carrington. So this revenue has come with the fact that we've spent on Carrington. This revenue has come with the fact that we've had to we've had to buy 4 or 5 players, considering how poor we've been, considering the fact that we are still trying to hemorrhage this horrendous mentality at a club that doesn't seem to like to be in the top table for more than one fucking week a season. It does need to go into the transfer fund. And I don't mean right now. We've seen record revenues, and there will be people out there. I haven't checked any of the big boys yet with their thoughts and views on this, but there will be aggregates out there. There will be fans out there who are saying 666 million. Right, we'll spend 400. We'll definitely spend 400, but it doesn't work like that. This is revenue. This is revenue that they've taken in. If we don't become successful, new fans won't support us, and over time our fan base will shrink. Chappie, I disagree. Do you know the thing that makes us as fans the best fans in the world is because we stick by our club through thick and thin. Yes, we get angry at what's happening on the pitch. Yes, we get angry with the manager, the players, the back boardroom, all of this. But we still stick by this club. We are United fans. We are Manchester United fans. And it's like that. It's like that friend that you've got, isn't it? You've got that friend that you don't really see very often, because when you do go out with them, they're an absolute fucking nightmare. And you'll go out with them and they'll do something. You'll go, oh, God, that's it. No more. I'm not going out with you ever again. But then you look at him and you go, oh, God, no matter how much shit you put me through, I still love you. I still love you. You're still my brother. This is the same with Manchester United. Yes, at the moment, the fans are in a love-hate relationship with this club. But the love will never die. The love will always be here. Those shirts will always ring true. Mike says, the only stick I can give them is AMorim appointment, but knowing Ineos, they're probably interviewing AMorim's replacement as we speak. Well, we spoke about that last night. I would like to think that if they are looking at potentially making a change, that they will be having a look at what other managers are out there. But let's give Ruben a break tonight. We battered him the last couple of nights, bless him. Warbzo says, the best thing Ineos have done for me is really lock down the leaks. We really used to struggle with that, and Warbzo's bang on. Anthony says it all goes hand in hand, that they have taken over, looked at every part of the club, made more money at the same time, built a 50 million training centre, getting rid of toxin players and starting to rebuild. And this is why, again, I'll say it. Ineos, and I can't, was it Warbzo? Was it you, brother, who said it at the top? Was it you that said it? Was it Warbzo? No, Mike. It was Mike that said this. I'm not pro Ineos, but outside of the pitch, they've really done things right. And they have. You have to say, behind the scenes, we have seemed to be moving in the right direction. And that is all we wanted behind the club. The football pitch, different fucking story. But behind the scenes, that's what we wanted. We were sick of having a wage bill, considering how bad we are at the moment, that rivaled that of a Champions League winning club. Well, actually, Arsenal have never won a Champions League and probably won't win one for a while. So I don't know why I'm comparing. But you know what I mean. The money we're spending anyway. I just feel like it's good news on that aspect. And again, if you've just joined, the news today that Arsenal now have a bigger wage bill than Manchester United. They have. Nobody talks about the fact they've spent nearly $1 billion on players. $1 billion on players, and what goes in hand with that is the wage bill. They have to win something this season. I got Dan Potts in the chat all the time saying we're a banter club, the club's dead, and he sent me one today about Zinedine Zidane is learning French so he can learn to reject our United, and I'm like, brother, oldest ride, longest line, yeah. People will always still come and talk about Manchester United, regardless of what position we are. And if they don't win something this season, oh my God, I can't wait for the meltdown of Arsenal fans. I cannot, absolutely cannot. Ben says, lost a tenner and still affording steak. You get paid too much. Ben, can you not let me have this? £10 I lost, not GBP. 10 flabby pounds. Give me my GGs, man. Give me my GGs. Anthony says, absolutely, Warbzo, been saying this for a while. Plug-in leaks was a major step. And Chappie says, but when we die, Chappie, we ain't dying off. We're Jason Voorhees, yeah? We're Michael Myers. We are Michael Myers, by the way. If I could make If I could relate Manchester United to a horror movie, to a villain, to a character, it would be Michael Myers. Finished 15th. Fuck. New season. We back, baby. That's just it. We are Michael Myers United. We are Michael Myers United. Honestly, I'm going to get a T-shirt, Michael Myers United. I don't know if I could get copyrighted. I still need to connect with you, Moxie, about your T-shirt idea, should I say? We will, Moxie, are you on Twitter? In fact, no, I'll message you on TikTok, mate. I'll message you on TikTok. There we go, Mrs. Robinson. Everyone give Mrs. Robinson a round of applause, by the way, because she's done really well with her weight loss this week. She is looking skinny and mini. She is looking beautiful. My beautiful wifey. Love her to pieces. Warbzo, do you mean leaks to the press or leaks in the roof? Well, that needs to be the next thing, doesn't it? And as Mrs. Robinson said, make sure you like and subscribe. If you haven't already, make sure you pop it in there. Even in Mrs. There we go. You're getting the love there, Mrs. R. I love the fact that people call you Mrs. R and Mrs. Robinson. It's brilliant. Arteta's hair won't stay black for long if he doesn't win anything. Mate, I'm convinced Arteta dyes that mop. Definitely dyes that mop. Definitely dyes that mop. The murderer. What have I missed? Oh, yeah, Michael Myers. Yeah, not Mike Myers. Yeah, baby. Not that guy. You know, definitely not him. No, definitely not him. Thanks, Ben. Massive appreciation. £10 in a week is too much. Slow and steady. Fucking hell, chappy. Get happy. Just be happy. I know what you're saying, though. Slow and steady wins the race. And there we go. Some appreciation for Mrs. Robinson and for us both. So yeah, this is a positive news night tonight. I think as Manchester United fans for a while, we have had for the last couple of weeks, we've had nothing but bad news. We've had nothing but shite. And look, tonight we're seeing clubs we're seeing Liverpool in the Champions League, which kicks off shortly. Actually, I might watch that. We're seeing Arsenal in the Champions League. We've seen fucking Spurs in the Champions League. Hang on a minute. Okay, right then. News just in. The other night we spoke about Benfica being interested in Ruben AMorim. That's it. That ship has sailed. That ship has gone. Looks like Jose Mourinho is about to take over at Benfica. That is mental, man. That is mental. How does this guy still keep getting top jobs? That is like, wow. I can't believe that. See if there's any more on that. No. That's bonkers. That's bonkers. That Jose Mourinho at Benfica. This guy never stays out of football for too long. Never stays out of football for too long. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's mad. That's absolutely. There we go. Yeah. But Moxie, I beat you. I beat you to it. Excuse me. And thank you, Anthony. Yes. Yeah. Well done to me too. And Chappie as well there. So with the positivity. Positivity. I'm in a buzzing mood tonight. It's the steak. Have they sacked him yet? No, Ferdinand. We're not doing that tonight. We're not going to go with the... look, I've been negative about AMorim for the last 3 days. If Kev was here to watch this, he'd be crying, I think. I think he'd be so proud of me. I'm not doing the negativity. But what I am going to say to you is, with this record revenue, surely this means Manchester United in January are going to go out there and do some business. Surely this means that they will now be looking at it and going, okay, we've got money in the bank to sort out. And I just wonder, do you remember how pessimistic I was where I said it'd be a loan deal that Manchester United do in July? In January. There he is, Doug. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, buddy. Love you. Yeah. I actually feel like we could go out there and spend money in January now. And I can't get away from this Elliot Anderson link that we keep getting. I just can't get away from it. So, and Ben has led straight into it, backing brigade. If Manchester United are really going to back Ruben, I'm talking about him, but I'm not being negative. If they're going to back him, then maybe this could be the start, this news, of them already sourcing what they're going to do in January and already going out there to better what is a very, very disjointed squad at the moment. Mike, I love this from Mike. I knew we had that belabor money the whole time. We just could not prove it. And Mike makes a good point. Maybe that's why we didn't go balls deep completely in the transfer window. Maybe we were waiting for all of this stuff to finalise and the proof to be there in the pudding. But I think Manchester United will go for it in January. I think they have to, by the way, because the comments Sir Jim made about Champions League football, the fact that I think we are still behind schedule of this 3-year plan. I think even Ben and Steve, who are AMorim in, can agree that we are behind schedule of where we need to be. So when we look at the money, I genuinely feel like this could be a positive segue for Manchester United to push on now and do something in the transfer market when it comes to January. And some rival fans may watch this and they may say, "Oh, that's it. The Ineos have pulled the wool over his eyes." Absolutely not. Nobody's pulled the wool over these eyes. These eyes cry every night for you. They ain't had any wool pulled over them. But I think we have to, after such a bad few days as Manchester United fans, we've had our 2 days, we've licked our wounds, we've done it. We've put Savlon on there. We've put the plasters on. They're better now. Now we've finished licking our wounds. Now we have to, whether some people like it, I'm one of them at the moment, but whether people like it or not, we have to make sure that from today on, from tomorrow at the latest, we are back behind this group of players, ready for Chelsea to come to Manchester United. Because make no mistake about it. I've got steak on the fucking brain. Make no mistake about it. Alejandro Garnacho is coming to Old Trafford. They are going to play him. They are going to absolutely play him. We need to make sure that we send that little, and I don't think Kev's is, you won't tell me off, that little shit back down to Chelsea with no points. I want to see that guy walking off the pitch at the end, shaking his head. I would love nothing more for us to pump Chelsea 4-1 and Ruben Amorim when the 4th goal goes in, because he will probably be near the left touchline, to be jumping up and down in front of his face going, "Yeah, that's what you get. It's what you get." We have to get behind the players, chap. We've had our couple of days of moping and getting so upset and so angry. And do you know something? This week, Monday, Tuesday, has probably been the first time since I've been doing this channel that I've seen a fan base absolutely divided because of the manager, because of some of the players. We have to put that aside now. We have to put that aside and come back together and get United in this game that is coming. Chappy, imagine. I think we already know who's. It would not surprise me at all if Casemiro starts on Saturday, because Casemiro is gonna absolutely welly that lad up and down the pitch. He's gonna welly him. There is going to be a tackle where he flies through him. We know that this is going to happen. So we've licked our wounds. Let's get back to supporting the boys on the pitch. And look, Saturday's going to come. Saturday's going to go. Saturday, we could be sat there at 7:30 going, "That's it. That's it. That's the last chance. I'm not giving him any more." We could be saying that, or we could be saying, "Right, okay, that's 1 out of 3. That's the first win. We've got 2 winnable games next." We have to make sure we're behind him. I hold my hands up. I would actually go as far to say as I think I've been quite immature on here the past couple of days, because I have bit and I have been moody. I have been grouchy. I have been arguing with some of you, but that's gone. That's gone now. That part of me is dead and gone, dead and gone. Well, it's not dead, but it's definitely gone for now. I know we want to be positive, but do you think the news and potential to go a bit big in January? Do you think Ruben makes January? Well, look, this is the thing, Mike. He's got 3 games. We know this. That's what's been dropped before the international break. We've looked at it. I've looked at it. I think Moxie would probably agree as well. I think Andy, good to see you, Andy. I thought you were a bit late, buddy. I think Andy would agree it. Mike may agree it. You may agree it, mate. We have gone with full pessimism. We have basically all sat here and said, "Nah, that's it. Chelsea will spank us on Saturday." The best we were hoping for was a draw, 7 points out of 9. That might be enough to keep him in the job and to push on. We've got to stop that now, haven't we? I mean, Chelsea have got an abysmal record at Manchester United. And yes, Ruben AMorim has been famed for breaking the wrong sort of records at Old Trafford since he's been there. But Saturday, 5:30, I'm going to be sat in Kev's spare room. That sounds... Start that again. No, but I am. I'm going to be sat... We'll call it studio. I'm sat in Kev's studio. I don't know if that sounds worse. I don't know. Mrs. Robinson, does that sound worse? Can't hear me. We're going to be sat there, United shirts on, pumped for the game, ready to try and go get 3 points. 9 points out of 9. Now, let's not forget, we haven't won 2 in a row. So for us to think we're going to go and do a three-peat is laughable. But we have to believe. We have to believe. Dan, don't want him scoring. Pray, please. Yeah, he will be prey. He'll be Casemiro's prey. Hope he gets smashed into the advertisement boards like Young did to Di Maria when he returns to Old Trafford. Oh, God, yeah. Can you imagine? Do you remember that? Ashley Young just absolutely gave that, and he went flying, didn't he? He ain't going to get a good reception. The one thing I'm going to tell you now, I will lose my shit about, and I mean this. I will lose my absolute shit if I see in the tunnel players hugging him. Yeah, good to see you. You got the new slit. Yeah, what vape? What? Yeah, brilliant. We got the vapes going. Yeah, they have to treat this as a war with that lad. Don't speak to him. Don't look at him. Don't give him the satisfaction. Because, yeah, he might be all smiles and hugs walking down that tunnel. But the second he gets on that pitch, he is going to dive. He is going to cheat. He is going to scream. He is going to cry. He could score. He could assist. And when he does all of that, oh, God, I don't know. I have not even thought about this. Why have I not thought about this already? This idiot wants to be Ronaldo so much. You could picture him scoring or getting someone sent off and looking at his teammates and doing it's written. Can we clone Roy Keane from a test tube? Yeah, imagine. Casemiro has to start alongside Mainu, hopefully. Well, the team selection, we've got our team selection. Whether or not they're going to do it, whether or not he's going to do it, it still remains to be seen. Moxie, as he says, UNITED, United are the team for me. I'll always be there shouting for our team. Yeah, and so will I. Mike wants 7 points minimum. I just want the win. I think what we need to do here is just take it one game at a time. And that's so contradictive because yesterday I was going, we can't do that anymore. We can't beat about one time. Do you know something? I watched myself back on my lunch break today, and I watched myself back last night after I finished. And you watch yourself and you think, Dan, you should have just shut your mouth there. Like, the good thing about this YouTube channel is the good thing about this YouTube malarkey is that I get to talk to you lovely people that I've never met before, people that share the same views about Manchester United. Some differ, some across the world. Wahaha's not here tonight, but he's in Slovenia. I mean, Christ, this YouTube channel got me introduced to Kev, who's next door but one. But I need to check to myself sometimes, because sometimes I say things and I go, Dan, I'll watch you back. I go, Dan, what the fuck? Come on. Why are you saying that? So I just need to tone it sometimes. Ben says if he scores, I reckon he will absolutely kiss that badge. If he scores, Garnacho will absolutely kiss that Chelsea badge. He will probably do an Adebayor and run up to the Stretford end and do that. If he does, good luck getting out of the stadium, you little shit. And Mike says, I see it too. So there we are, guys. A bit of positivity. We have got record revenues. Manchester United have a plan off the pitch. Now all we need to do is see it on the pitch. Enjoy watching the football tonight. I will see you all at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. Nice and short one. Love you all. Adore you all. I was going to say Brian Brigade, but I'm going to say back in brigade for Ben. Uta! Dan United, Uta!